Allahu Akbar. Allah Akbar. Ashhadu
Come, ya Habibi. The desert air is cold tonight, and the shadows from the campfire make movies on the walls of our tent. In the old days, we told stories with shadows.
Grandpa, tell us a story about the brothers.
The brothers who were separated.
Yes.
It's a story of those who have a home and those who must wander.
Like an old desert nomad with only a canvas for shelter.
Of those who have a nation and those who are refugees.
It's a story of walls and shadows.
Solid and ephemeral. Concrete and abstract. Real and magical.
A story of what is
and what could be.
promised the land of our ancestors to Abraham and his children, Ismail and Isaac. Isaac's mother grew jealous of Ismail, the firstborn, and drove him away into the desert. Nearly 4,000 years later, Ishmael's descendants were once again driven out and awaiting to return. We say Ishmael is the father of the Arabs, and Isaac the father of the Jews. The story of Isaac and Ishmael, or as we would say, Yitzhak and Ismail. I take you now to 1990, when I was a young man, the time of the Palestinian uprising called the First Intifada. There is a tremor in the land.
How does one know if one exists? Test. Hand, make shadow. Did you know the early advocates of a Jewish homeland once called this area a land without a people? For a people without a land, as if we Palestinians were invisible. Maybe that's why we wear this. The kufiyya, symbol of our people. Watch. Stern patriarch.
This tree will not bear fruit.
My father, Abu Salim. Dutiful wife.
It needs a bigger pot.
It needs a plot of land.
Oh. Coffee, my love?
My mother, Hanan. Daughter, corrupted by bad Western habits.
Educated women don't marry their first cousins.
He's a hard worker. He'll be a good provider.
My sister, Amira. Son who majors in philosophy. That's me, Ismail. Oh, and we mustn't forget this one. Terrorist! Did you know you can be shot for wearing a kafiyah across your face? Like, oh, whatever you do, don't blow your nose with a kafiyah. That's Fathi. My cousin and future brother-in-law. He's not a bad guy, he just likes a big handkerchief. You see, since we have no country, We must wear our nationality like a turtle who carries its house on its back. My father wears a kafiyah to hide his face from the sun. But me, I wear it to be seen.
Are you practicing your routine, Ismail?
Yeah, I figured the soldiers will be laughing too hard to shoot me.
I wouldn't count on that.
I like it.
Yeah, Amira, I brought you some seeds. That's mint and miramia. You'll be able to brew your own tea.
Thank you.
Oh, Fatih, how thoughtful. Isn't he thoughtful, Amira?
She should marry him.
Next time, try flowers.
Try books. Come on, Fathi, we're going to be late.
Where are you going?
Al-Quds, we're going to see a movie.
At the mosque.
A movie or a demonstration?
A peaceful demonstration.
Has there been another martyr?
Not yet.
I don't want you participating in a demonstration.
Not after your brother got himself arrested.
All the more reason I need to go to carry on for Salim.
You need to be working and saving up for graduate school in America. Do you know how much lentils cost there? Oh.
I've decided I'm not going to grad school.
Ya Allah! Did someone hit you on the head?
Oh, is there someone special in the picture?
It's not what you think, Yamma. Change is happening and we want to be a part of it.
You don't know how lucky you are to have this opportunity. Your father and I can't even sign our names.
I work 2 jobs to support this family. I ruin my eyes mending clothes, I bust my back building Jewish settlements, driving 90 kilometers and through 2 checkpoints every day from Gaza to Bethlehem. For your fool's degree, I am building their country, destroying my own people. You are not going to the demonstration today, I forbid it.
I have to go, I'm scheduled to speak. Don't worry, I'll be the one cracking jokes.
Jokes, Ismail? Against their guns and tanks?
I look beyond the gun and see a guy about the same age as me, who has to watch his back, be ready for attack. He holds the weapon, but he's not free. I want to set him free. I want to set him free. If I can change one person, if I can meet one tough Israeli and make him crack a smile, I'll step out on a limb, throw caution to the wind, so Isaac and Ishmael might reconcile. If I can change one person,
You're deluded, cousin.
if I can change one person, if I can meet my adversary and teach him how to smile, I'll jump into the fray. I'd give my life this day and trust that the sacrifice would be worth a while. If I can change one person, I'll turn my enemy into my brother, a hawk into a dove. One change will spark another, and I'll start a revolution of love. For love is contagious, it spreads through the air, and laughter's a language we all share. If I can change one person,
My son, you are a big-hearted fool. Go to the demonstration if you must, but Fateh, you keep an eye on him.
I will, Uncle.
Be careful, Ismail.
Yallah!
We pick up stones, we break their bones.
Control yourselves!
They don't lecture us, Yitzhak. We didn't ask for this job.
None of us did.
I'm an 18-year-old with a gun.
I'm just doing what has to be done.
An 18-year-old with a gun in a battle that cannot be won. I'm not out to hurt, I'm not out to kill. I want to get back to my post
and chill. I'm an 18-year-old with a gun,
and I never let on, I'm afraid. An 18-year-old with a gun. I could die never having been laid. I just learned to shave.
I just learned to drive.
I play the tonights I get home
alive. When the fate of a nation rests on your shoulders, you just obey orders.
Seal the borders. And when the weight of your weapon hangs on your shoulders,
sometimes you cut corners.
Set up a checkpoint.
Chick, chick, cock your gun. Chick, chick, cock your gun.
I take his ID card, read his ID card, make a smart face as if I'm in the know. I scan his ID card, give back his ID card, and let him go.
I'm an 18-year-old with a gun. I'm just doing what has to be done. An 18-year-old with a gun, somebody's daughter or son. I'm able to vote, I'm able to drink. At 18 I'm liable to shoot. Then think.
No, think first.
This one has beer.
An extremist.
Chick, chick, cock your gun. Chick, chick, cock your gun.
I ask for his backpack, search through his backpack, even put most of it back in its place. He gives me a mean look, I don't like his mean look. I slap his face!
Stop, we're not brutes.
No, we're not brutes. We're just 18-year-olds in combat boots.
Yair, why do you strike a harmless old man? That slap will forever shadow his dignity.
Sorry, Yitzhak. Sergeant.
Corporal.
An 18-year-old with a gun and a 20-year-old with a squad to run.
We are a decent people. This is a decent army. Do not forget our training. When you conduct a search, be polite and say please. If you have to use your weapon, aim below the knees. Understood? Good. Now you must never fire a gun if children are near. If you must destroy a building, make sure the coast is clear. Are we agreed? You may proceed, but remember, one bad apple spoils the barrel. We are the nation's children. We show courage in the face of peril. We are the nation's conscience, the most moral army in the world. I'm not saying it's easy. I lost my brother in Lebanon when he was about my age. When I think of the Arab who murdered him, I'm overcome with rage. At times I struggle with vengeful thoughts that all Arabs are to blame. But I strive to maintain my humanity and trust you'll do the same. For the world will watch and the world will judge whether we have right on our side. Therefore, restraint must at all times be our guide.
Restraint must at all times be our guide.
One bad apple spoils the barrel.
One bad apple spoils the barrel. Spoils the barrel.
One bad apple spoils the barrel. nation's children. We show courage in the face of peril. We are the nation's conscience, the most moral army in the world. Timulev! We're needed up at the Temple Mount. Some ultra-Zionist fringe types are trying to lay a cornerstone for the third temple. And the Arabs may want to contribute to their rock collection.
Jobs are asking to get stoned.
Why should we risk our lives for them? Because we are protecting Jewish lives.
Those freeloaders study Torah, but we serve that I know, I don't like it any better than you do. But an order's an order, so we're going to step on it with restraint. The most moral army in the world.
Yeah?
Oh, get out of here.
Oh, God, the merciful, the compassionate, please bring customers. Welcome! Have I got a special deal for you? Would you like to see a beautiful kufiya, embroidered jalebia,
A relic from Judea, as old as the Sharia.
Would you like to see us sing Ave Maria? Hallelujah. We have Moses, Mohammed, and Jesus too. Be you Catholic, Protestant, or Muslim, we offer our services to you. God loves all people, so do we.
Walk faster, Shira, or we'll miss our bus. Can I get a balloon?
Oh, nice. For you, Habibti, a gift.
Thank you.
Afwan. Would you like to buy a book of Jeremiah? A box of fresh papaya? The Bethlehem Boys Choir singing the Messiah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Would you like to try a Kenwood amplifier? Nothing fake or phony, imitation Sony. Nothing cheap or sloppy,
Authentic Rolex copy.
don't touch. Be you Catholic, Protestant, or Muslim, we offer a world of goods for you. God loves all people, so do we. And we take Jewish money too.
Farid! Farid! Can we pick out a book for Mira? These for her classroom. Oh, but this for her heart.
Ismail!
Salma! I was afraid I wouldn't find you.
We brought signs!
And your fan club.
You inspire us all.
No, you do.
Good news, Salma. I'm not going to America. I'm going to stay and join the struggle with you. Ismail, you're up.
The first temple was destroyed by the Babylonians. The second temple by the Romans. God has decreed that the third temple shall be built on this hallowed land.
It is God's will.
Stop. You must not set foot in that sacred place until the end of days.
The end of days is near.
They argue over whether to build their temple now or later, but fail to mention that there is a sacred mosque already standing there.
What did you say?
Kufia? I said kufia. Palestinian scarves. Hey! Why do you knock over my basket?
They don't see you. They only see a symbol. Observe.
I'd keep an eye on that one.
I'll check them out. Do something about the graffiti.
Yes, sir.
Remember Plato's cave? spend your life staring at a wall, and all you can see is a distorted reality. That soldier over there is imprisoned by the walls of his own making. Well, I'm going to drag him up to the sunlight.
The soldier sees you all right, as a cockroach under his foot.
I'll show him a human being. Lekafia, symbol of our people. Watch. Stern patriarch. Dutiful wife. Daughter, corrupted by bad Western habits. Son who majors in philosophy. That's me. Oh, and we mustn't forget this one. Terrorist! Now, whatever you do, don't blow your nose with the kafia.
You tell him, Ismail.
Not a bad performance. Got a light?
Burn his nose.
I'd rather open his eyes.
Thank you. I'm asking you politely to please clear out.
Why should I?
You're provoking the crowd.
Your people plant a flag in one of the holiest sites in Islam, and I'm provoking the crowd?
I'm not going to ask again.
Occupier.
Why do you lend the enemy a hand? Are you their slave? Are you on their side?
But I stood up to him, I forced that man to look me in the eye.
He won't see you and he won't hear you unless you shout in his ear. No, they don't see us and they don't hear us. They only see us as something to fear. They deny our existence.
Well, then let's stage a show of resistance. Tell me, ya shabab, is man fundamentally good or wicked?
We are good and they are wicked.
Nah, man is a blank slate. Tabula rasa, or should I say in honor of Arab cuisine, tabuli rasa.
A philosopher from Gaza.
I made him laugh. You can't fear someone who makes you laugh.
Why don't you join in the struggle?
Why don't you raise a fist? How is a gesture to master a soldier? Ismail, you have to resist. They don't see you and they won't hear you unless you stand with the crowd. No, they don't see us and they don't hear us. They only hear our message when it's loud.
I'm a believer in civil resistance.
What is this rifle? We need forceful resistance.
Do you see the hatred in their eyes? Do you see how he incites them?
And take care of it! Come on, you! Break it up! Disappear!
We've a right to be here. Now they see you and now they hear you. Now that we're getting upset. Yes, now they see us and now they hear us. We don't exist till we become a threat.
Now they see me, now that I'm a threat.
Now they hear us. Now that we're upset, it seems we have to shout to be heard.
Ya Shabab, a stone carries more weight than a word.
The gun speaks louder than a stone.
No, think.
They steal our land and water.
They steal our land and water.
Calling for our slaughter.
They're calling for our slaughter. And there's only
room for one.
grab a stone,
Grab a gun.
plant a bomb, break their bones.
Hamas! Enough. If you value your skin, you better live.
Stay, demonstrate what you believe.
I believe this land is not too small to hold us all. Isaac and Ishmael, Palestine and Israel. But we want them to hear us us, not to fear us. We need them to see. People shield their eyes when things are thrown. A flag has far more power than a stone. More power than a stone.
See holding a weapon.
Stop him!
Stop him!
He's threatening! Stop him!
Now, do you see us?
Yes, we see you!
Do you hear us?
Yes, we hear you! We hear your menacing cry!
No, you don't see us. To really see us, come face to face and look me in the eye.
Do you see the hatred in his eyes?
The fury of a dozen hostile Arab nations.
But do you see me?
I see the Arab who killed my brother. I see his angry glare, the hatred in the air, a weapon in his fist. I see a terrorist.
No, see me! See me! Ismail!
Back, everybody! Move back!
Someone do something!
It's too late.
Can't we save him?
He said it's too late!
It's too late.
Get out of here! Big taxi! That's your warning! What? What is it? Yitzhak?
I could have sworn he had the weapon.
I'm sure we can find him one.
Are you serious?
You did the right thing. I'll get the stretcher.
Ismail Mansour. Deir el-Bala camp. Gaza.
Grandpa, what happened to the boy who got shot?
Oh, Ishmael went up to heaven, Muslim heaven.
7th floor, please.
There he met the angel Jibril. Welcome to Agans of Delight, deluxe 5-star hotel and resort. Would you care for a room?
Nice date trees. Yes, please.
Length of visit?
Eternal.
Name and address?
Ismail Mansour, Deir el-Bala camp, Gaza.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We have no vacancy. Could you please stop eating our dates?
What do you mean no vacancy?
All our units are full. I could maybe squeeze you into the Jordanian wing.
Isn't there a Palestinian wing?
It's occupied.
What about all the other rooms?
Oh, they were bottled up a long time ago, and our guests are not inclined to share. You can hardly blame them. They didn't design the layout, the British did. Listen, I could give you a nice tent out back on the strip.
As in Gaza Strip?
Well, don't be offended.
You know, this is enough to make one convert to Judaism.
Well, whatever you like. And so, Ya Habibi, Ismail went over to the Jewish heaven. There he met the angel Gabriel.
Oh, hi. I was looking for the Jewish heaven, but I guess I got lost.
You should have come earlier.
Yeah.
They've all left.
To where?
Israel.
That's heaven. I just came from there.
Well, you know, we Jews never put too much stock in the afterlife. A soul delighting in a life well lived, we say, is in heaven. Name, please.
Name. Son of Abraham.
Could you be more specific, Bubala?
Yes. Isaac. Palestine. Sort of like Rubenstein, you know. Rubenstein.
I'm sorry. We're all all booked.
All booked?
Yes, we just took in 15,000 Ethiopians. They're having enough trouble finding space for them.
But I have to go somewhere.
Well, they're building some nice settlements out back on the Strip.
The Strip? No.
Wait! It's by the Mediterranean. Looks like Malibu.
If this is heaven, give me hell!
Mustafa here. Call me Lou.
Please give me accommodations.
Papers, passport, identity card. Proof of sin.
Proof of sin? But I haven't done anything. Wait, you, Lou. Am I to understand that a refugee can't gain access even to hell?
Well, you could get in. I could relocate you to a lovely villa in Tel Aviv. All you gotta do is tell me what you hear in the mosques.
You mean be an informant? What's my alternative?
Waiting, wandering, purgatory. We call it the Strip.
No. Is death just eternal life? All my life I've been waiting for a place to call home. I'm not going to wait. I'm deaf. I'm going back. I'm not done yet. Where did I put my identity card? Who took my identity card? Without it, how will I get home? You took my identity card.
What about it?
Give it back, please.
Where's your weapon? Soft hands. You're not a laborer. An agitator, I'll bet.
A soldier sees only what's in his rifle's sights.
I saw your eyes.
I remind you of someone?
My brother. David.
I'm not your brother's killer.
Why did you have to die?
Because you shot me. Or maybe you didn't mean to aim at my head.
I meant to stop you before you threw a Molotov cocktail.
What happened to aim below the knees?
I went by the book.
The good book? Thou shalt not kill?
No. Army procedure. Mostly.
I guess you have nothing to worry about.
I guess not. I'm the one who fired the shot. He's the one who fell. But he sleeps so peacefully. Wish I could sleep so well. The life I've known is at an end. What lies ahead I cannot tell. But I'm the one who fired the shot. He's the one who fell. Will he wander through my dreams? Will he want my soul? Will I see his mocking eyes each time I'm on patrol? Why am I feeling like the victim when I'm the one who's in control? Will he wander through my dreams? Will he want my soul? Could it be I let myself fall victim to the voice of fear? Could it be that in the rush of panic I could not see clear? Could it be I acted on intentions that were less than pure? I saw my brother's face and the Arab who killed him. Having lost control this time, will I slip again? Having failed to rule myself, can I rule other men? And What if next time I'm the victim? The question isn't if, but when. Having failed to rule myself, can I rule other men? Could it be there is some God in heaven who is keeping score? Could it be I've overcome one enemy to make 10 more? Could it be I've only won the battle just to lose the war? I'm the one who fired the shot. He's the one who fell. While he sleeps so peacefully, I'll lie awake in hell. He's not the victim, I'm the victim. I'm not the victim, he's the victim. But he wants my soul. I will not let him take control.
Was he armed?
They were throwing rocks at us and he was egging them on. He had something in his hand. I could have sworn it was a bomb.
Liar!
Shh!
You will need to fill out an incident report.
I'm not going to let you rest until you make this right.
Yitzhak!
Are you okay?
I don't know, Yogi. I've never killed anyone before.
Take a leave, son. Take 10 days. It's the high holidays.
Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu,
The 10 days of atonement.
On Rosh Hashanah, Yitzhak, we say fate is written.
But it is not sealed until 10 days later on Yom Kippur.
And in that time, young men, you can make changes.
Go. Spend some time with your family.
Killed an Arab.
Thank God it wasn't you.
Is that all you can say?
He looks a bit like our David. Don't you think so, Hadass?
I don't want to look, Moshe.
You should not be holding this card. It belongs with the authorities.
No, Moshe. It belongs with the young man's parents. It might be their only photo of him. He lives in a refugee camp.
Ima, what was your house like in Poland?
Oh, did you love playing in the snow?
I wish you had photos of your childhood. Were you pretty when you were little?
I've no memories of life before the end of the war. The first 7 years left only nightmares. Train cars, smokestacks, soldiers, gunshots. Somehow I survived. An exhausted, hungry little girl, all alone in the world. I traveled by ship to my new homeland. Blue skies, calm seas, sunlight, warm breeze. First sight of the land. We were careful, avoiding the British patrols. The Jewish brigade snuck us past their blockade. I cried tears of joy when we stepped on the sand, and a caramel-skinned boy held out his hand, and he gave me an orange.
An orange?
Yes, yes. My very first orange, thick outer skin, sweetness within, a world in my hand, a gift from this land, the land of our fathers' fathers, Abraham's land. Soon we were planting orange groves. Such joy did I feel as we cleared each stone. Safe in my lovely orange grove.
Orange grove.
At last a place to call home. I still think of the boy who gave me that orange. We weren't the first to be tilling this soil.
A first memory has stayed with me. I was 2 or 3. My grandfather held me on his shoulders. Blue sky, green leaves, sweet smells, soft breeze, gazing at the trees. And he gave me an orange.
An orange?
Yes, Ismail, my very first orange. Thick outer skin, sweetness within, the world in my hand, a gift from this land, the land of our fathers' fathers, Ibrahim's land. These are your family's orange groves. My grandfather told me I cleared each stone. Remember your family's orange groves. Do not forget.
This is home.
This was home. That night, I awoke to the sound of gunfire, warplanes. My mother scooped me out of bed. No time to pack. There were still dirty dishes in the sink. We would be safe in Gaza, my parents said. And when the fighting was over, we would return. But there was no return. What they call their war of independence, we call El Nakba, the catastrophe. We are victims of theft.
We've been blessed with a gift.
Without roots in the land.
Without roots in the land. We are lost and adrift.
He gave me an orange, my very first orange. Thick out the skin, sweetness within, the world in my hand, a gift from this land, the land of our fathers' fathers, Abraham's land. Never forget, this is home. Wallah, it's a difficult life heading a household in these times. I have 2 ungrateful sons and 1 daughter. Each of them gives me trouble. Yeah, my eldest Salim is in prison for life. My daughter Amira talks only of liberation. And I don't just mean of Palestine. And Ismail, Ismail.
A clown. He thinks I'm a clown.
That one has his head in the clouds. If he thinks that he can disarm our oppressor with a hug and a smile, he's got a lot to learn. But what are his alternatives? Building homes for Jews, selling secrets to their soldiers for coffee and cigarettes? No, there are not a lot of options for our young men.
It's getting late. Has Ismail called?
You know what, Hanan? I am proud of him for going to the demonstration today. And when he comes home, I am going to tell him so.
Ismail. Ismail has been shot.
Is he badly hurt?
I begged for an ambulance. It was too late.
Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure?
Where is he now?
I don't know. They chased me away.
You were supposed to keep him safe! No!
Why didn't you stay with him?
I tried. Amira, I tried. They were going to shoot me too.
Oh, Habibi! May 1,000 mercies and light be upon him. Allahu Akbar!
My mother hugs my photograph and shuts her eyes to hear me laugh. What she would give to never know this day. My poor father tries all night to pray.
God is perfect. God is mercy. Allah gives and Allah takes away.
But when it happens to someone so pure,
It's hard to keep believing like before. It erodes our faith, it turns our hearts to stone.
It makes you want to even up the score. It makes you want to even up the score. Abu Salim, I saw the one who did it.
Fateh, get on the telephone. Call all the hospitals in the region. Find out where they've taken him. Find Ismail and bring him home.
Ismail Mansour. Der Balak Camp. Gaza.
So, how's your Arabic?
Salamu alaikum.
You'll do fine in Gaza.
Gaza? You? Why are you here?
Why are you still holding my card?
Curiosity?
You want to know who you killed? A good guy or a bad guy?
Even if you didn't have a weapon this time, that doesn't make you an innocent.
I think you like my family.
I never said I was going to Gaza.
No, but you thought it. You'll need different clothes. Try the kafia.
Huh? You mean You mean go as an Arab? Oh, they'll see right through me. They think I'm an infiltrator, a spy. They'll slaughter me on the spot.
Oh, do you think they'll receive you better as a Jew? You need a cigarette. If an Arab man wants respect when they speak, he's got to have smoke pouring out of his nostrils. If there's no smoke, the engine's not running. Go on, try it. Without the filter.
Okay.
How's your glare?
My glare?
That's good! You'll need that should you meet an Israeli. Now, when you sit on your haunches. And when you shake hands, tap your chest with your palm as if to say, from all my heart. I think you'll pass.
Forget it. You are sending me on a suicide mission.
Oh, don't think of it that way. Think of it as, well, you can surf in Tel Aviv, you can go snorkeling in Eilat, or watch the dolphins swimming from the comfort of your yacht. You can catch a sunset sailing on the Sea of Galilee, but to sample something different, check out Gaza. 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 By the sea. The ultimate vacation fantasy. A picture perfect paradise. Oh yeah. Come travel there with me to Gaza by the sea.
Oh, we to Gaza by the sea.
The sewage on the beaches everywhere will make your visit genuine.
So genuine.
Perfuming the salt air in Gaza sur la mer.
To Gaza sur la mer.
Bring your own toilet paper. The adventure of a lifetime, you will never get your fill. My parents came in 48, they're on vacation still. Spend your stay in rustic splendor, choose from cottages or tents, or the open air surrounded by a quaint barbed wire fence. You know, there used to be a roof here. Who needs ancient ruins like King Herod's palace? Why, in Gaza, the ruins are brand new. Spend your next holiday in exotic Gaza, so close to Egypt you can smell the Sphinx. We face the Hind, and so rich in history. Why, in Gaza, Samson and the Philistines are still fighting.
Stop making me laugh.
That's how a jester masters a soldier. But seriously, the night will wear a veil of satin stars, and love will fill the empty boulevards of Gaza. Can you say it in Arabic?
Pashat il-Bahar.
Gaza, Ashat al-Bar. The ultimate vacation fantasy.
A picture perfect paradise.
Compare what is with what could be in Gaza by the sea. Oh, we, Gaza by the sea. Now don't worry, I'll be with you every step of the way.
That's why I'm worried.
Here we are, دير البلح كيف Gaza.
A nice date trees.
Yes.
There are no street signs. How will I find your house?
Ask her.
Yeah? Ismail.
Teacher's late.
wait, didn't you hear?
Those sons of dogs killed her brother.
Poor Miss Mansour.
Oh, she's coming, be quiet.
Sabah il khair.
Sabah il nur.
Everyone, please. Sabah il khair.
Sabah il nur.
I'm sorry. I don't have a lesson planned today. Yalla, Nikki Inglesi, today we are going to practice our English.
Lesson 4. Getting to know people. Repeat after me. What is your name?
What is your name?
Where are you from?
Where are you from?
I am from Britain.
I am from Britain.
I am from Egypt.
I am from Egypt.
I am from Israel.
I'm not saying that.
I am from India.
I am from Israel. My parents are from Jaffa.
You can say it if you're strong. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
Blessed be all present.
Welcome to all visitors.
Blessed be all the sons and daughters of the camps.
Welcome to all sons of the camps. So what may I do for you?
Do you know where this man lives?
Ismail. Children, take a recess. That belongs to my brother. Where did you get that?
I found it on the ground.
Were you there?
I was there.
Do you know where he is? Is there any hope? Those butchers.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. I too lost a brother. Every day I'm reminded of him. He taught me how to look at the sky. I would look up and just see clouds. He would see sailing ships, elephants, riders on horseback. This morning I saw an entire caravan. It angered me I couldn't share it with him.
Did you know my brother?
We only met briefly. He made a beautiful speech. He made people laugh.
How could they shoot such innocents? You were there, you saw.
Actually, I saw very little.
I'm not asking what happened. I heard how an Israeli soldier gunned him down in cold blood. I'm asking why.
God alone knows why two destinies should meet. Irdat Allah.
Nonsense! This wasn't fated.
Maybe not. But would you accept that the soldier in that fateful instant felt he had no choice?
Of course he had a choice to not shoot, to not put on his uniform, to not be part of the machinery of occupation.
But there are larger forces acting on him. He didn't choose to put on a helmet and pick up a rifle. He didn't ask to be sent into a crowd of angry demonstrators.
You are too forgiving to the soldier. Do you know the Garden of 14 Paths by Borges? Jorge Luis Borges?
That in the Quran?
My brother studied philosophy, and Borges was his favorite. He'd always say, we may be fenced in by circumstances beyond our control, but at every step there is a fork in the path, and we have choice, moral choice. Even in a deterministic world, there is free will. Ismail chose nonviolence.
He also chose to lead a demonstration.
Of course he did. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, if I were in his shoes. I mean, if I were brave enough.
My brother could have gone to grad school in America. He had a ticket out, but he chose to stay. That cost him his life. The night before my brother died, he took me aside and said, I fear one day I'll lose my head. I fear one day I'll wind up dead. We're in a struggle and I must play my part. He smiled, but his eyes were serious. his voice grim and mysterious, as if he gazed into some deep abyss. Keep teaching like you're doing, sis. We're in a struggle, and each must play a part. Remember that, and promise me to not lose heart.
To not lose heart.
My heart now has a gaping hole. I fight to control my wrath. I fear we'll choose an angry path. I fear a deadly aftermath. We're in a struggle, then what should be my part? I tried to teach my students that violence and vengeance have no place anywhere in our belief. But what to do with all this grief? I'm in a struggle, it's tearing me apart. I've lost my way, I'm trying hard to not lose heart.
To not lose heart.
Help me, I'm searching for answers in a garden of infinite paths. Which path do I choose when one path leads to war and one path leads to peace? But either way we lose.
That is the same question that I am asking.
Tell me.
Ever since my brother died, I can't stand aside and wait.
I can't stand aside.
I want an end to all this hate. I want to serve our nation state. We're in a struggle and I must play my part. I ask you, what good's our nation without a compass, a moral compass that can point the way? I struggle with this every day, to heed my conscience and still do my part, to limit force, to stay on course, to not lose heart, to not lose heart. Help me, I'm searching for answers in a garden of infinite paths. Which path do I choose when one leads to a fortress and one leads to a tomb? And either way we lose.
You always have the power to refuse.
Our lives may be walled in, but the future is an open garden, a garden of infinite paths. Between right and wrong,
between weak and strong,
where the might makes right.
Hide the textbooks. There are soldiers in the camp. What's going on? Who's he?
He was there when Ismail was martyred. Fatih is my cousin.
I'm her fiancé. Haven't we met before?
Unlikely. I was in the crowd.
Were you? Not a bad performance. Got a light?
Yeah, yes.
You smoke Farid's?
Yes, yes.
Better without the filter.
Thank you.
They're strong, if you're not used to them. Ani hayiti sham, ata socher. Surprised that I speak Hebrew? I was there. I know who you are.
How are you? Your identification. How are you? The little brats outside were throwing stones at us. Which one of you is their teacher?
These textbooks are yours? You know the schools have been closed under military order.
Those rules were not made by my government.
All right, come with us.
Stop! Let her go. Those textbooks are mine.
What's your name? How are you? Ismail Mansour. Were you teaching in violation of the prohibition?
I was.
Okay, Mr. Mansour. Let's go. Go.
How generous of him.
Generous? You have no idea.
He never told me his real name. Do you think we'll ever see him again?
Wake up, Amira! He's a Jew! The Jew who murdered Ismail!
You are mistaken.
Didn't you see how he squirmed when I walked in?
Why would they arrest one of their own?
That was for show. He's a spy.
You're crazy. He's one of us.
I recognize him.
Fatih, you're upset. We're all in shock and you want to find the culprit. But you can't go seeing evil everywhere.
He was right there in front of me. I could have killed him.
Did it bother you that I was talking with another man? Is that what this is about?
If I didn't know better, I would say you have feelings for that scum. Do you?
Fatih, forget about him, please. For me.
What are you doing? Inti Wiska, you're a piece of trash. I owe it to your brother.
Fatih, please. The children.
Mayim. Water. You don't treat us like human beings.
Throwing stones will treat you like human beings.
No water, no toilets.
You just remember why you're here.
You think I know why I'm here?
May I please have a glass of water? Can I use the phone to call my parents, please? What time is it? Excuse me? I'm only asking the time. No watch. No belt. Suppose it was too much to ask for a window. How do they pass the time? Calendars on the wall, signatures etched with care. Mahmoud, Daoud, Simone. Maybe I should write Yitzhak. Where are all the angry words? Sabra Jamil. Patience is beautiful. Al-Rahman, Al-Rahim. Allah is merciful. And here someone took pains to sketch a bird. Where are all the angry words? Where is death to the Jews or the martyrs' blood calls? I see hatred in the streets, but not on these walls. Where are all the angry words? Where are all the angry words? A ship on the sea, sails billowing. A note in a crack, paper yellowing. Dear Hassan, I miss you, so much has happened. Have you heard? Besma had a boy, a third. Mama sent her love, the rest is blurred. Where are all the angry words? All my life I've been taught that we can't get along. What if everything I've thought till now has been all wrong? In their private moments, do they want what I want? In their secret thoughts, do we share one dream? To put down the stones, put down the guns, put all of this behind and find peace of mind. By the glorious morning light, and by the night when it is still, God has not forsaken me, and verily tomorrow will be better than today. The Quran, Surah 93. Where are all the angry words? Scratches on the wall, ever so revealing. Scratch beneath the surface, you find human feeling. Scratches on a wall, ever so revealing. I've been looking without seeing. Could it be I've barely scratched the surface of their We need water! Stop! Stop! Why are you torturing us? Us?
The door is open.
You again.
All you have to do is tell him your name, soldier. Explain the circumstances.
It would take some explaining.
True.
What about your sister?
If I tell the truth, they'll arrest her.
They might.
Then I need time to think. If I can walk out now, I can walk out later. Tomorrow, maybe. I have 10 days.
You're down to 8.
Oh. But I can walk out. They can't. So I'll stay like them.
You have no idea what goes on in here.
If they can take it, I can take it.
No!
Call if you need me.
Our army's decent. They're not going to torture me for teaching. Ow! Let me go. Ah!
What organizations do you belong to?
Ah!
Who gives you your orders?
Oh, please!
Who are your friends?
Ah!
Who are you?
I am Ismail Mansour!
فلسفة ولأنه أناني مموت بالمتدخل فلسفة ولي نواناني مموت بالمتدخل We are here to bury Ismail, but Israel won't return his body. They're afraid a funeral would make us angry.
We are angry!
Remember, there are soldiers in the watchtower. We mustn't get angry. So, without getting angry, I tell you that my cousin Ismail, whom I know like a brother, was no threat to the state of Israel. He never spoke a harsh word against anyone in his life. Just yesterday in Al-Quds, he gave money to a beggar. He lit a soldier's cigarette. And what thanks did he get? A bullet in the head.
Where is the justice?
And while the poor innocent lay bleeding in the street, they did not call an ambulance. They chased me from his side. When I contacted their authorities, they gave no answers, no explanations, no apologies. We'll get back to you when we finish our investigation. Investigation of whom? Not the killer, evidently. They're investigating us. They sent the killer to spy on us. They threatened to arrest Ismail's sister, and they're afraid a funeral would make us angry? Should we be less angry being denied the chance to grieve?
I may be gone, but my blood still
They won't release my body because I did not die.
Don't cry for me, I am
What would have been my funeral becomes our battle cry.
my heart will be
So bury your despair inside my empty grave. This wrong will be the ripple that creates a tidal wave. I shall return. I shall return. Take my revenge. I shall return. Take my revenge. I shall return. I shall return. Take my revenge.
people free.
I'll grant them all the mercy that they have granted me.
I shall return.
Ismail, we see you.
Ismail, we see you.
And Ismail, we hear you.
Ismail, we hear you.
Your death will not be in vain.
They will see you, and they will hear you.
Those butchers will bear witness to our pain. Now we fight.
Now we fight.
We'll make it right.
We'll make it right.
Ismail, they'll never get you out of their sight. Sabir, I've lost everything. I'm prepared to join Ismail as a martyr.
Not you. We need your leadership. I'll find a volunteer.
Ismail, you had a gift for making people smile. I'd often catch your gaze across the classroom aisle. My heart would skip a beat. I'd look down at my feet, and not one person knew, not one, not even you, that when I caught your glance by chance, the ground would shift. You had that gift. I've no such gift for making people laugh. I'm at a loss for words to write your epitaph. My heart is gray and cold. At 21 years old, I watched them murder you. That day they killed me too. I'm shrouded in a cloud of gloom. It will not lift without your gift. Poor Ismail, you were too kind and gentle. This wasn't accidental. This wasn't human error. It was an act of terror. Don't they know a bullet ricochets and a single match can start a raging blaze? Oh, Ismail, they've left us with no choice. In silencing myself, I find my voice. I have a gift, I'll give it in your name. I've gone beyond all pride, beyond remorse or shame. What little I possess, I give in sacrifice. A life that has no worth is not to
swift, my final gift.
Moshe, has Yitzhak called?
No, you worry too much.
He took a life. Only 2 years ago he was in high school doing nature hikes and Torah study.
He did what he was trained to do.
No, something's wrong. Weekends Yitzhak always calls. Shouldn't he have phoned by now? Pray it's only something small. Living hell, living in this state of war. Never once a day of peace. Always wondering what's in store.
Patience, dear, patience. I'm sure he's fine. He will call. Stone by stone, patience. Come help me, dear, build this wall.
Who can work? How can I feel any joy knowing someone lost a child? What if next time it's our boy?
Raising hopes, hoping to raise the roof, building new walls.
No more walls, I'm ready to hit the roof, climbing the walls.
Climbing the walls and now penned in a cage. Pounding the walls, I'm sharing some of their rage. Bouncing off walls, this waiting is teaching me how to hate. Hate, can so much anger be real? Now I know how they must feel. Pain, how much more hurt can I bear? I understand their despair. Help, how do they manage to live? Where is there room to forgive?
Purple morning glory exploding over the wall, dying every evening, its flowers wither and fall. Happiness is fleeting, you blink and it's gone away. But the hearty morning glory returns with every new day. It's mounting the trellis, seeking the sun, touching the sky, gracing the rooftops, framing the doors, climbing the walls. Hardy like our people, it grabs on, never lets go. So who's a weed and who's a flower? Now that's what I'd like to know. It's mounting the trellis, seeking the sun, touching the sky, gracing the rooftops, framing the doors, climbing the walls.
Allah yeramak ya Ismail.
Where are they hiding you, Norayuni?
Living hell, torture in the worst disguise, waiting here to hear the news, imagining he's still alive.
Patience, dear, patience, our sorrows have just begun.
Where's our son? Fatih said he'd make some calls. If we cannot bury him, how can we move on at all? Waiting here, trapped here like prisoners, climbing the walls.
I'm still waiting to be buried. Khara, you only saw me as a casualty, an obstacle to your peace of mind. Ever occurred to you that I have a mother? A father? A sister? Amira? I'll take care of it. Plan. I have 8 days left.
When I get out of here, I will use my disguise to penetrate Palestinian society. I will learn who these people are. I will see the other side. I will return Ismail's identity card to his father and ask him for forgiveness. Hope, show me your way and I'll crawl.
Show me a crack in the wall. No more walls, they just divide the land. This land is too small. We're prisoners, blind to the other side. Show us some hope. Show us a crack in the walls. We're both sides, penned in a cage. Climbing the walls, we're both sides, seething with rage. Show me a crack in the wall.
Shira die?
Poor mother. Only yesterday she washed her little girl's clothes and hung them out to dry.
This dress she wore for her first day of school. This shirt she wore when we were making cookies together. Such a mess she made. These pants she wore when she was learning to ride a bike. They still have grass stains. Poor little one. She fell and skinned her knee. I kissed her tears away. I kissed her tears away.
I knew my daughter Salma's mind from the henna drawings she drew on her wrist. Left hand, right hand. She had a gift. Flowers, birds, and butterflies when she was little. When her father died, she drew snakes and scorpions. When her cousin was arrested, arrows and skulls. But then she met a friend in college and she began to smile again. She drew a mandala in the center of her palm and wrote his name, Ismail. All they recovered from her body was that hand with the martyr's name.
When you see your daughter descending into darkness, you hold her tight. But I didn't see this coming. I taught my daughter to love, not hate.
Her classmates all stand silent during they place flowers on her empty desk. Every student, every teacher wonders who among us will be next. We have so many losses to ungrave. Each death is like a ripple that creates a tidal wave.
To my government, I say this.
You, our leaders, are to blame.
You who foster hatred,
cultivate fear,
and perpetuate this violence.
My child is dead.
And you offer me a check? I tear it up and throw it back in your face.
As though money can compensate a mother's grief.
There is nothing you can give me.
Nothing I want from you.
But an end to the violence.
An end to the killing of daughters and sons.
How many days have I been here?
8.
I need to call my parents.
First, let's you and I have a conversation. I'm going to show you a newspaper. An Arabic newspaper. I'm curious what you think, Ismail.
Across Palestine, a young college woman from Ramallah is being mourned and celebrated as a martyr after she blew herself up in the West Jerusalem bombings that took 13 lives, including her own. Responsibility is being claimed by a previously unknown cell called Hand of Ismail.
Hand of it. Oh no, God no. Could it be I was deceived to trust in their humanity? Deceived. Could it be I was naive to dream of their forgiving me? Could it be we only see the goodness that we wish to see? No wonder why they don't write hateful slogans on their cells. There are gods looking on.
So quick to reject what you've learned.
I'm the one who started this. Now look where it's gone. If I don't confess my part, it will go on and on.
Is there something you'd like to tell us now?
I'm ready to talk.
Hadas!
Huh?
Hadas! They found Yitzhak!
Is he safe?
He's safe!
Oh, Baruch Hashem. What's going on?
You might want to sit down to hear this.
Well, Yitzhak Ben Ami, this was not a smart thing to do, young man. Why didn't you just turn over his identity card?
I don't know, Yuri. I was in shock.
If you had reported the incident, we could have been watching his family and friends.
Most people prefer not to be watched while they're grieving. Maybe I just had to deal with this one on my own.
The army has rules, and those rules are meant to save lives.
Jewish lives? I know. I'm not sorry I learned who he was or felt his sister's pain. I'm sorry that I pulled the trigger.
Yitzhak, you're a mensch, a good man, and an exemplary soldier. But your reckless actions have cost us 12 lives, some of them children.
Thought it was 13.
I'm not counting the perpetrator. We don't believe this bombing was a lone act. We want to find out who's behind it, and you can help. You said you gained the confidence of Ismail's sister?
Yes.
Would she trust you enough to talk to you?
Haven't I hurt her enough?
We can either interrogate her whole family, doing whatever it takes to get a confession, or you and she can have a nice, civil conversation.
Bakasha, please. Commander, let me serve in some other way. Anything but that.
Sergeant Yitzhak, this is an order.
May I please speak with my parents?
Oh, Yitzhak.
I watched his shoulders.
You're wounded? Who hurt you?
Oh, Nami. You're not mad at me? Or ashamed?
I'd like to break your bones, but it looks like your interrogators did a pretty good job with that.
And save yourself the effort. They're sending me back to the camp.
They should be sending you to the doctor.
They want me to talk to the victim's sister. If I can't get her to tell me who planned the bombing, I fail as a soldier. If I betray her trust, I fail as a person.
Your duty as a soldier comes first. Do you think I became a career officer by questioning my superiors? Now, there are things I did I am not proud of.
Moshe?
I know all this already. You grew up in Syria. You had Muslim friends, Christian friends. You played soccer on the same teams.
Yes, but after the war, it was not so good.
Grandpa's factory was burnt and looted.
We had to flee. It was 1946. I was 13, eager to help build a new Jewish state.
I know. We were in Nakenberg and bombed the King David Hotel, killing 91 British, Arabs, and Jews. You lied about your age to join the Haganah Bet and become a freedom fighter just like him. What am I supposed to learn from this exemplary tale?
Protecting our freedom requires compromise. No army in the world is entirely moral. If you serve, you can be a moralizing influence. If you refuse and go to prison, you are irrelevant and nothing. Better that you serve.
I shouldn't have to choose between being a good person and a good Israeli soldier.
How about being a good Jew? One who follows the commandments? For 2,000 years, we had no army. Just a book.
We are a people of the book, defined by our values, mitzvot, deeds of kindness, tzedakah, acts of charity, and tikkun ulam, to repair the world. If we lose that, have we anything worth fighting for?
Ima, you don't understand the army.
I had just one possession when I set out for this land. A Passover Haggadah, illustrations done by hand. Then we were slaves, now we are free. The stories we pass down, one generation to another. I learned them from my mother. It's really all we own. Everything else is here on loan. So tell me this, what would you choose to carry if you were forced to choose? Consider, what do you hold most precious? And what can you afford to lose? ask yourself, what would you choose to carry? Will it be hope or despair? And when you have your own sons and daughters, what stories will you want to share? Will you carry a heavy heart, be burdened with remorse, that faced with a dangerous road ahead, you took the safer course? Or will you carry a gift of love? Love travels anywhere, a welcoming song, an olive branch, perhaps a healing prayer, not on your back, but in your heart. What will you carry there? Just ask yourself, what will you choose to carry? Ask yourself, what will you choose to carry? Think like a refugee who has nothing but her stories, who has lost everything but her stories. Make a choice. What will your story be?
Well, I'll do this operation on the one condition. You return Ismail's body back to his parents for burial.
Welcome back to the tribe.
Be safe, Ahuv Sheli.
Yael and Gil, take him to the school. The rest of you, search every house in the camp. We're going to find this hand of Ismail and chop it off.
What were you thinking, Yitzhak? You had us all worried sick. When they asked me to file the report, I had no idea what to say.
Why didn't you tell the truth? That the victim was unarmed? What do you think? Palestinian lives have no value?
Yahala, I was protecting you!
Do you think our lives have no value?
Yeah, Yitzhak. You may be a Jew, but you are no Israeli.
One bad apple spoils a barrel, spoils a barrel. We are the nation's children, we show courage in the face of peril. We are the nation's conscience, the most moral army in the world.
Maybe I don't believe that anymore.
Salma, a martyr for the cause by Jamal, period 3.
Amira,
I've got papers to grade. I can't talk now.
can I stash these here? There are soldiers going house to house, searching.
You are not hiding guns in my classroom. Get them out of here now.
Okay. I need to talk to you.
Why aren't you at work?
You call that a job? Building their homes, pouring new concrete on stone rubble, erasing Arab villages as if they never existed? Anyway, I can't get to the construction site. Borders closed.
On account of the bombing?
So you heard.
Oh, I've heard all right. In other countries, little girls pretend to be princesses. My third-grade girls are pretending to be martyrs. That was your doing, wasn't it?
I can't say anything that would put you at risk.
Hand of Ismail? You've put our our whole family at risk, you idiot!
He wanted to be seen!
Not like that! Like Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King, or haven't you heard of them?
Better to be like Che Guevara or Leila Khaled, or haven't you heard of them?
You are a disgrace to my brother.
I didn't come to argue. I came to say goodbye.
What do you mean goodbye?
Amira, it's me they're searching for. I don't expect to live through the day. I'll be lucky if I see another sunset. Can't sleep at night, I've lost my appetite. Can't seem to shake the haunting sight. A red kufiya raised up high against a persimmon-colored sky. Just before your brother died, they killed an innocent lamb. But now it's me with blood on my hands. It won't be long until they come for me. I know it won't end peacefully. I long to take your hand in mine against a persimmon-colored sky. Once, just once, before I die. But now there's blood on my hands. I'm not an innocent man, and now I've hurt you, and I'm sorry for that too. I dreamt about a future I'd built for you and me, a little home above the sea, with children everywhere, their laughter in the air. It seems those dreams will never be. I doubt I'll ever earn your love, or that you'll ever be my wife. And though I've never truly lived, I fear I'm at the sunset of my life. If I survive to see the stars tonight, I promise I will treat you right. For now I'll dream of you and I against a persimmon-colored sky, as we say our last goodbye. This is the Palestinian wedding. Never shall lover meet lover, except as martyr or fugitive. That's Mahmoud Darwish. Poetry to remember me by.
Get out of here before they find you.
Across the street.
If you're not out in half an hour, we'll come.
Don't let your wire show. And don't you dare disconnect it.
Jamal, I've read your paper. Do you really think there is any glory in blowing yourself up along with a bunch of innocent people?
Fatih says the martyrs are heroes. I want to join the brigade.
And throw your life away?
My uncle joined the brigade, and he got 5 pounds of lentils and a lamb for his sister's wedding.
I'm gonna be scout. I want to be a graffiti painter. Not me.
Boys and girls, listen to me. There is nothing heroic about harming other people. Do you want to bring shame to your parents? Spend the rest of your lives in prison?
Fatih's not going to prison. He says he'll die first.
Enough! It's time for our lesson.
Why bother? We'll all be dead before we're 20.
Do you really feel your only options are to kill or be killed? I understand. But there is a third path. We call it sumud. It means to persevere, to keep on living, and to put down roots. Deep roots like the olive tree, so that no one can push us over. Can anyone give me an example of sumud?
Building a house.
Helping out with the soup kitchen.
Growing your own food.
Exactly.
But we're just kids.
If David can bring down Goliath, there's a lot a little person can do. Jamal and Fatima, please distribute the supplies. Planting seeds, seeds of power, finding purpose in our darkest hour, bursting open with a tiny flower, growing taller than the soldier's tower. Repeat after me. Small but defiant.
Small but defiant.
Like Jack and the Beanstalk.
Like Jack and the Beanstalk.
Bringing down,
down, down, down. Bringing down the giant.
Now I've heard it said around the village that mean old ogre like to steal and pillage. So was it wrong for Jack to kill the giant if that monster was an awful tyrant?
Small but defiant.
Small but defiant.
Like Jack and the Beanstalk.
Like Jack and the Beanstalk. Bringing down, 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 down. Bringing down the giant.
Do you think Jack was justified in killing the giant?
He had to. The giant was going to grind up his bones and eat him with his morning coffee.
Oh. But the giant's wife was nice. I feel sorry for her.
She fed Jack milk and porridge.
So when Jack cut down the beanstalk...
He killed a potential friend.
What if instead of bringing down the giant, Jack stood up to the giant?
What if Jack invited the giant down to his garden and they tended it together?
Now that's another way of bringing down the giant.
That's how Ismail would have done it.
Small but defiant.
Small but defiant.
Like Jack and the Beanstalk.
Like Jack and the Beanstalk. Down, down, down. Down, down, down. Bringing down. Bringing down. Bringing down the giant.
I'm going to name my plant Ismail.
Why Ismail?
Because it sneaks onto Jewish property, and if you cut it down, it just grows back.
Never underestimate the power of one person, the potential of one seed. The world in my hand, a gift from this land, the land of our fathers' fathers, Ibrahim's land. Time for lunch. Don't forget your seed cups.
So strong.
There we go. Good job.
Miss Mansour, I want to write a news story. How about the Palestine football team sneaks past the border guards and goes on to win the World Cup?
That would be a good story. A fiction story.
Assalamu alaikum.
عليكم السلام. كيف حالك؟
الحمد لله. من فضلك اتيني مايم. I mean, Maya.
Mayim. That's a Hebrew word.
Yes. I've been begging for Mayim for the last 8 days.
Oh, so you were in university?
No, not yet.
Don't you know university means prison? I can't talk with you.
Stani Shwai. I was in prison. Look.
I knew Fatih was wrong about you.
What did Fatih say?
That you... Never mind. He probably just said it out of jealousy.
Are you going to marry him?
It was our parents' decision, not mine.
Ouch. Ow.
Are you all right?
Hmm?
You need to put something on that. This tea has miramia. It's good for healing.
What kind of man is Fatih?
An ordinary man. When his father died, he had to work to support his mother and never finished high school. But he's a hard worker. He'll be a good provider.
Do you love him?
I'm afraid he'll get himself arrested or killed.
The hand of Ismail. Don't say anything. I don't want to know.
Ismail was like a brother to him.
No. No. What are you going to do?
Protect him, of course. Can you help?
Me? No,
I don't want him to die.
They're going to come after your whole family unless you turn him in.
He's my cousin. I could never turn him in.
Then you support his actions?
No, but I still care about him. He's family.
You talk about nonviolence and yet you protect him?
You had so much compassion for the soldier who shot Ismail. Where's your compassion now? Fatih's suffering and he needs our help.
Amira, he murdered innocent people.
And what about the soldiers who shoot at little children throwing stones or at peaceful demonstrators?
That doesn't happen. The soldiers fire in the air first.
Is that what happened with Ismail?
With Ismail? I made a mistake!
You? Fatih told me, but I didn't want to believe him.
Amira, please.
Don't touch me!
You don't know the whole story.
What do you want?
I want your forgiveness.
You killed my brother. What makes you think I could ever, in a million years, forgive you?
I violated orders, deceived my fellow soldiers, and got to prison for you. What more do I have to do to convince you that I'm sorry? Really, truly, genuinely sorry.
Why should I believe anything you say now? I choose to believe that God is ever merciful and forgiving. I strive to reconcile that to the world in which I am living. Forgive you. How can I feel anything toward you but hate and fear? Forgive you when you've raped and ransacked everything that I hold dear. First off, you kill my brother, come here dressed as another, then you pretend to be my friend. Flirt with me like a lover, thank God you blew your cover. Oh, I can see how this will end. You'll be sending in the tanks, we'll be begging to live. You've got us up against a wall with no alternative. You have an awful lot of gall to ask me to forgive.
Will you believe these wounds on my back? Will you believe that I speak from the heart when I tell you I've wrestled with your brother's ghost and it's torn me apart? Will you believe these wounds on my back do not compare to the pain in my soul? When I look in the mirror, I see shattered glass that can never be whole. The rest of my life I must live with regret. Can't you forgive? If not, forget. I wish I could die so your brother could live. If I were dead, could you forgive?
I see you crying from remorse. In
Your brother's body will be returned. It's the one thing I could do.
Thank you.
Well, the unit is waiting for me.
I suppose you'll get a promotion for your fine intelligence work.
Look, the first time I came here, it was on my own. This time it was under orders, but I would have come anyway. Not as a soldier, but as me. Yitzhak. Came to apologize.
Wait, Yitzhak. Are they going to arrest Fatih?
Of course.
Then give me time to warn him.
It would make me a traitor to my country.
I'm not talking to the soldier. I'm talking to Yitzhak. I've got one brother in prison, another one dead and not even buried. Don't let them take Fatih. They'll torture him. They'll punish the whole family. They'll demolish the house. If you take Fatih, there will be 10 more like him to take his place. Fatih's friends have guns and worse.
As do mine.
You're asking me to forgive you.
Does Fatih feel remorse? Is he going to apologize to Shira's mother, father, family and friends, everyone whose lives he shattered? Will Fatih turn himself in to save your family?
Why don't you ask him?
Fatih wants to kill me.
Then talk to my father. If my father forgives you, Fatih won't touch you.
Look at us. You have to protect your cousin, and I have to follow orders. There's no garden of infinite paths. We couldn't step out of our roles even if we wanted to.
We may be prisoners of circumstance, but we still have control over our actions.
No. I don't want to help Fatih. Now let me go.
I'm not leaving. Tell your troops you've been kidnapped. They can either have Fatih or you.
What? Are you holding me hostage?
Sure. A Palestinian woman, an underground teacher, taking an Israeli soldier hostage using what? Books? My books against your tanks.
Take me to your father.
Miss Matsoud, there's a whole army outside with tanks and a bulldozer.
The children in the lunchroom. Yalla.
Dad, Babel!
What's going on?
Yitzhak split off with the girl.
Follow them! Find this Fatih!
Do you read Arabic?
Shahida. A female martyr. The school is a breeding ground for terrorists!
I'm sending in the teddy bear!
The bulldozer. On an elementary school.
Is the building clear?
There still may be children inside.
Should we let them grow up to be killers?
There are no innocent parties here. When God ordered the death of every Egyptian firstborn, did he discriminate between pharaoh and slave? No. All were guilty. Because all had heard the declaration to kill Jewish children, and yet did nothing to stop it. The terrorist who builds the bomb, the father who gives him shelter, the mother who cooks him meals, the girlfriend who gives him kisses, and the children who call him hero. All are culpable. I have no qualms whatsoever about ordering collective punishment. We bear so many losses to one grave. Each death is like each death creates a tidal wave. Now we fight. Now we fight. We hear you, your death
shelter them,
feed them, marry them, and breed them. We'll crush those cockroaches. We'll crush them. We'll crush them with our military
Still no news? They are keeping him so we can't even bury him.
We'll feel better if we work.
I'm working. I'm planting the tree like you always wanted.
It's something. Oh, the imam's wife gave me a shirt for tailoring.
Oh, what will I mend it with?
Not Amira's wedding fabric.
Yaba, this is...
Ahlan! Ahlan wa sahlan. You are welcome to my home.
Come in. Amira, introduce us to your guest. I'll make the coffee.
Ya Hajj, I cannot accept your hospitality until you know who I am.
What do you mean?
Saeed Mansour. I'm the soldier who shot your son. From the depths of my soul, I'm sorry.
Oh, Amira. Oh, thank God you're safe. They're bulldozing the school.
I know. He saved my students.
What are you doing here?
I came to earn your forgiveness.
Oh, God! What should I say?
Leave him with me, Uncle. I'll take care of him.
Is that what Ismail would want?
What would Ismail say?
If he could talk now.
He would say...
Tell this soldier...
that if he has left his gun behind, he is invited into our home, and not as a soldier.
But as a man. I want to meet this enemy of mine face to face.
I'll serve him coffee. I'll show him our family photographs.
I want him to see who we are.
I want him to know our pain.
Ismail was naive.
My son was a hero.
Apologies, Uncle. But it's a new struggle we're fighting now, and the young men are leading it, so we should decide.
I decide what happens here.
We'll be waiting.
Oh, so that's how it is. You hear that, soldier? Come, step into my courtyard. You can see our so-called garden. You can sit on a cinder block. I would ask you to sit in the shade, but my orange tree is, as you can see, is all our dreams reduced to one scrawny sapling. So you've come to ask my pardon. You killed my son, but you're in my home. Justice or mercy, which shall it be? The children say that it is up to me. You killed my son. You killed my son, now you're in my home. I want so badly to strangle you. I don't care if they arrest me when I'm through. You killed my son. I'd strangle you, but I'm only a paper tiger. My roar is an empty roar. When the disrespectful sons are holding the guns, no one cares what I think anymore. Old and worn, frayed and torn, holes in these clothes, holes in my heart. And when my martyred, murdered son is found, I'll dig another hole in the ground. I'd like to put a hole in your head, but we've dug too many graves in this stubborn earth. Next time I hold a shovel, I want to plant something of worth, something that grows, something that lives, something that gives hope of rebirth. You killed my son, but you're in my home. Justice or mercy, which shall it be? You killed my son. You killed my son. You killed my son. You killed my son. But you're in my home, and I'm a man of decency. Is forgiveness what you want? Forgiveness I'll grant. If it's protection that you need, my protection's guaranteed, but only as far as the door. You will have to deal with Fateh on your own.
Thank you, Uncle.
Not in my house, Fateh! Get out! Out of this house! Out of this neighborhood! Out of this camp!
Fateh, I don't want to see anyone else get hurt. The army is coming for you, whether I'm dead or alive. If you let me negotiate your surrender, I can make the terms better for you and your family.
You wear a kufiya around your neck, but you're still a soldier in combat boots. I'm not looking for better terms. I'm looking for justice. See you outside.
Stop them, Yaba.
You must leave this place!
They'll kill him out there!
Out there belongs to his soldiers. Let them provide sanctuary.
Thank you, Yahaj. You've done all you can.
Yaba, please! Yaba!
Yasip! One life is gone. Let it not be two. Hafdak Allah. May God protect you.
Oh, leave it to God. Please do something or I will.
Stop, Amira. You could get hurt.
He went to prison for me.
God, now what?
They're punishing us. What are you doing? We have to get out.
Getting Amira's fabric.
What's the point?
She's our future.
Oh, Hanan, how can you be so calm?
Calm? Only on the surface. The olive tree blackens and dies from the heart outwards.
So much for the orange tree.
Oh, no. They're turning up the soil for us. Get the tree.
He must be heading toward the gate.
I say we stay back. There are soldiers everywhere.
Don't worry. God is on our side. Hail! Damn it!
I'm getting pelted.
This is far enough. I don't feel safe here.
Don't worry. God is on our side.
The path is nearly clear. So run! I've heard their angry shouts. They'll kill me. What's stopping me with crazy doubts? What magnet draws me off my course? The specter of a man I barely met. His spirit haunts me with a shadow of dark regret. And here am I, a man of strength, with feelings I don't understand. To think his life should even matter? It counters the law of the land. Who made these rules? They're not written in stone, taught in the schools where they keep us apart. Thou shalt not kill, that's what's written in stone, and everything else has been printed inside the heart. These rules I knew are steeped in fog. I've lost my guiding stars, save one. I must repair the lives I've broken. I must correct what I have done.
Seriously? You brought me back to bury me here? I was hoping for a nice, peaceful plot under the orange groves. You call this camp a home? It stinks. Sewage running through the streets. Disgusting. Please bury me without my feet. You'll never remove the smell. This is no home, this is hell. And here am I, a man who thinking how not to explode. I thought the path to change was peaceful, but soldiers keep blocking the road. Is this our fate? Is it written in stone? Always to wait, and for how many years? Injustice goes on. Is it written in stone? I'm fearing the dawn will be written in blood and tears. My father is a man who waits. My angry cousin grabs a gun. I've never been a man of action, but something drastic must be done. Waiting so long, is it written in stone? Writing or wrong, is the concept so strange? Where next to go, that's not written in stone. All that I know is some writing has got to change. Is this our fate? Is it written in stone? Destined to hate and succumb to our fears. Fighting goes on. Is it written in stone? I'm feeling the dawn will be written in blood. Leave me alone already. First you shoot me and now you shove me.
What more do you want from me, Ismail?
How about Jerusalem? Since you asked.
Still a jester. Here. I brought your ID card.
My card? You have it? Keep it.
You don't want it?
It's a bad picture.
But you have to have it.
No, I don't.
You have no identity without it.
I don't want your dog tag.
It's part of the rules.
Rules.
For God's sake, just take it. It's required. Stop! Listen to me. Barking like a sergeant.
Why did you shoot me?
I was afraid. I thought you were threatening me. When one of your people raises a stone, I don't just see a stone. I see a sea of hostile faces that stretches from here to Baghdad to Tripoli. I see the whole history of our people. I see 5 wars. I see my brother David being killed by one of you. I see the Holocaust.
Every Israeli, same story. I'm tired of hearing about your suffering and your pain. Enough already. I didn't send your people to a concentration camp.
I never said you did.
No, but you punished me for it. Hey, look around you. What do you see? A camp. Surrounded by watchtowers and barbed wire. Do you see the rubble? Huh? That's from our homes that you demolish. Do you smell the sewage? That's because our taxes go to pay for your military police. And if we violate your rules that you make, because we have no citizenship, no right to vote, you shoot us in the head. You want me to feel sorry for you? I don't care about your Holocaust!
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Still a bully even without a gun.
I'm sorry.
I'll kill you.
I'll kill you! I'm sorry! The abused becomes the abuser.
I really did a number on you.
University. It was an education.
You've seen our pain.
You know, Ismail, when I came on this journey, I came to see the other side. But then I looked in the mirror and I was horrified by what I saw. When I pulled the trigger, I wasn't just afraid. I was angry. Angry because I lost a brother. Angry because I didn't want to be standing on a street corner constantly glancing left and right to see who might want to hurt me. I'd rather be studying philosophy.
See, I studied philosophy, and I nearly choked you to death.
Could it be the only difference between us is that I was the one wearing a uniform?
We too wear a uniform. And if you're not careful, it could turn you into a monster.
Or a sheep, following the herd.
Stray from the herd, you might become a sacrificial lamb.
Are you the lamb?
No, I fear we both are.
There's that story in the Torah where God tells Abraham to sacrifice Isaac.
No, that wasn't Isaac, that was Ishmael.
You're wrong, it's Isaac.
In our book, it's Ishmael.
Fine. Anyway, the one I'm thinking about is Abraham. I mean, what if instead of following orders, God told Abraham to shove it? Look, there's an angry mob out there that wants to kill me. I hear you preach non-violence.
Lately, I've been wondering what good it does.
I would find it useful.
Well, Isaac.
In Hebrew, we say Yitzhak.
Yitzhak. I'd protect you if I could. Unfortunately, you shot me. So I'm afraid you're on your own.
No. Ismail. Don't leave me. Yom Kippur. On Rosh Hashanah, fate is written. But it is not sealed until 10 days later. On Yom Kippur. And in those 10 days, you can make changes. Ismail Mansour, Deir el-Balak camp. No. Not like that. Ismail Mansour, from the land of orange groves and olive trees, the shiny blue sea and the sweet waters of the river Jordan. From the land of ancient temples, stone walls, the muezzins call to prayer, minions chanting, church bells, wedding bells, sounds of children laughing, Not Gaza, not Palestine, not even Israel, but the country we all share. Abraham and Ibrahim's land. My commander.
Remember, you always have the power to refuse.
Lovely eulogy, Yitzhak. But let's not forget why we're here. Tell us which one is the terrorist.
That I can't say.
Can't or won't?
Can't. Damn! You, me, Menachem Begin! It all depends on which side you stand.
This is not a rhetorical exercise. Let me remind you, Sergeant, that you're on duty. Now tell us which one is Fatih.
That I won't.
You do realize the consequences of what you're doing?
Fully.
And you would protect an enemy bent on destruction of the Jewish state?
No, I would not. But I would protect an imperfect human who admits he made a horrible mistake, has suffered in his soul, and is determined to make right.
You've been brainwashed.
No, Yael, I finally see clearly.
Round up everyone over the age of 12. Hawiye, your identification. I said, Hawiye!
No.
We can either take one or all. Your choice.
Then you will have to take me.
Traitor!
Yitzhak, stand aside. You're in the line of fire.
Let me shoot him.
Is that how the most moral army in the world operates, or is it impossible to be moral in an occupier?
If you don't stand aside, I can't vouch for your safety!
No!
Just be glad I ain't below the knees. That's time!
Stop! That's enough already! Don't shoot our men, don't shoot our women, don't shoot our children! If you must shoot someone, shoot me! I am the hand of Ismail, but I am a builder, not a destroyer. I was meant to pound nails into wood, not stuff them in a pipe bomb. But what good is building in the name of your bulldozers? If we choose violence, it is because we have no other option. Ismail tried non-violence, and look what happened to him. And this boy, all he wants to do is play soccer. And now this. Yasser Arafat said, I come bearing an olive branch in one hand and a freedom fighter's gun in the other. Do not let the olive branch fall from my hand. When you take away the olive branch, all that's left is the gun. You call us terrorists, but we've lost 10 times as many people as you. You have the airplanes, tanks, rockets, and missiles. You decide whether we get water or electricity or food or medicine. This is not a life worth living. Go ahead. Do with me what you will, and I will bear it with sumud, stamina. Because this Jew was willing to die to save me. You have atoned for your wrong. Now it is my turn.
Grandpa, what happened? Did Fatih die? Did Yitzhak go to prison?
I think you know the ending. But do you want the story of what is or what could be?
What could it be?
We created you from dirt and return you to dirt. And from it, we will raise you a second time. We'll plant this tree on Ismail's grave. It may not be my father's orange grove. It may not be our ancestral village.
But I brought soil from there. We saved it all these years. Yitzhak, brother of Ismail.
In the Torah, Isaac and Ishmael reunite to bury their father, Abraham.
In the future, may the children bury their parents and not the other way around. My son, Ismail, one person who dared to step forward and make the peace.
Destined to fight, is it written in stone? Brothers unite, or the death tolls increase.
And so, Ishmael went back to heaven. This time, there were no partitions, and he was admitted to Jibril and Gabriel's garden of earthly delights.
Each person must dare to step forward and make the peace.
That's your story, isn't it, Grandpa Yitzhak?
It's my story, and it's Grandma Amira's story. And now, it's your story to tell.
Ask yourself, what will you choose to carry? Will it be hope or despair? And when you have your own sons and daughters, what stories will you want to share? Will you carry a heavy heart, be burdened with remorse, that faced with a dangerous road ahead you took the safer course? Or will you carry a gift of love? Love travels anywhere. A welcoming song and olive branch, perhaps a healing prayer. Not on your back, but in your heart. What will you carry there? Ask yourself, what will you choose to carry? Ask yourself, what will you choose to carry? Live like a refugee who has nothing but her stories, who has lost everything but her stories. Make a choice. What will your story be?
If you can change one person,
unite.